And this is a great clash of styles with between Josh Culibao and Melsik Baghdasaryan. With Josh Culibao, he's going to be the fighter out of Australia. Baghdasaryan coming out of Armenia. He trains in California, and this is going to be his first fight out here in Australia, but definitely is used to traveling, fighting out of his comfort zone. And this should be a really, really fun fight to watch. With Melsik Baghdasaryan, we got a former kickboxer, elite striker. He stands southpaw, which gives him another tricky element to his striking style. And he's an extremely accurate guy, man. I mean, the guy just has very, very good timing, very good accuracy with his punches, nice kicks. On the outside, he's not really a combination guy. He tends to try to land big overhands, check hooks, straight right hands, straight left hands. But when he gets on the inside, when he can back you up and get on the inside, the guy will rip the body with nasty hooks, big hooks up to the head. He's very good in the pocket. Like I said, his punches just land right on target, and he throws punches in bunches on the inside. He really goes to hunt and kill guys, and he's strong. He's good in the clinch with his offensive weapons, elbows, knees. Overall, his wrestling, his grappling is a little bit questionable. I think that as he moves up in the rankings, that could be exposed a little bit. And his defense on the feet could be better as well. He tends to really load up in the pocket, like I said, and he tries to go for the kill. And even though he can overwhelm a lot of guys and he can land some clean shots, I think that if fighters don't oblige him and stand right in front of him and they stick on that movement game, they could, kind of touch him, pot shot him a little bit, and Baghdasaryan can get a little bit frustrated. I feel like his cardio is a little bit questionable as well, especially if you try to mix in the grappling and force him to defend takedowns or clinch with you. And Josh Culibao is that guy, man. Josh Culibao is a very well-rounded fighter. He's been underrated since coming into the UFC. He was a big underdog, and against Jalen Turner, it was warranted. He didn't have what it took to go up a weight class and beat one of the biggest lightweights in the division. He gave it a good effort, but he got finished in the second round. But since then, he's fought in his traditional weight, and he's been able to do really well. He went in there against Charles Jourdain. He was a huge underdog. In my opinion, he won that fight. They gave him a draw, and then he's won 2 fights in a row now. He's coming off of a nice victory over Sungwoo Choi, where he rocked him on several occasions and really showed a different element to his skill set. He looked really good that night. And one thing about Josh Culibao is the guy's extremely fast, great footwork, and he can mix it up. And I think that's going to be a key element to him winning this fight. I feel like early in the fight, he can't just exchange with Baghdasaryan and have a straight striking fight. He has to blend the striking and the wrestling, clinch him against the cage. Even if he's taking some damage with some clinch knees, maybe some elbows, and Meltzer can disengage a couple times from the clinch him again. You have to be willing to take some pain in this one against Baghdasaryan. If you're going to beat this guy, you got to be willing to, pay the price a little bit. This guy's going to really go out there and put some pain on you. But I think that if Culibao is willing to endure a little bit early in that first round to close the distance, get inside, clinch Baghdasaryan, just make him work a little bit, and then that'll pay dividends for the rest of the fight, because I think Baghdasaryan will not be as explosive. His volume won't be as there, and I think Culibao can then use that striking, use the kicks on the outside, touch with the jab, use his speed, switch stance ability, and kind of pot shot Baghdasaryan, land some punches, be the guy that's throwing more combinations, because Culibao on the outside does tend to throw longer combos, and just don't stay in the pocket with Baghdasaryan, and I think you could win doing that type of game plan. But it's just going to come down to if Culibao can implement the grappling effectively and get Baghdasaryan a little bit tired, or is Baghdasaryan going to be able to early on put damage on Culibao where it offsets that cardio advantage that, in my opinion, he has, that's going to be even more pronounced with the travel and Culibao, being at the luxury of fighting at home. So is Baghdasaryan going to be able to put enough damage on Culibao in the first round that it makes him a little bit slower for the rest of the fight? I don't know. I think Culibao has great fight IQ, and I think he's going to be smart in this fight, and I think he's going to do what he has to do. He's going to try to push the pace, press that grappling early, put Baghdasaryan against the cage, time a takedown if he can, And if he could do that, I think that's going to pay dividends for the rest of the fight for him. And I think he's going to be able to be more effective in the striking, competitive in the striking, maybe even have a slight edge in the striking as the fight wanes. So I'm going to say Culibao wins in a competitive decision in this fight.